Welcome back to our channel Coin Star, Coin Collectors and Curious Minds. Have you ever held a simple penny in your hand and wondered if it could be worth millions? Well, today, we're going to dive deep into the fascinating world of the 1976 1-cent penny. Yes, the humble penny, minted in the United States. Believe it or not, some of these coins could be worth up to $23 million. We'll uncover the coin's rich history, explore its characteristics, and reveal why collectors are paying astronomical prices for what might be sitting in your change jar. So stick around because you won't want to miss this. First, let's take a step back in time to understand why the 1976 penny holds historical significance. The year 1976 was monumental in the United States. It marked the nation's bicentennial, a celebration of 200 years of independence. While the penny itself didn't feature any special bicentennial design like the quarter or half dollar, it still holds a special place in history. The 1976 penny is a part of the LincoIn penny series, a long-running coin design that began in 1909, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse of the coin still bears the iconic portrait of Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, a design that has stood the test of time. In the mid-1970s, America was a nation looking toward its future while honoring its past, and the penny, despite its small denomination, was an everyday reminder of American history. The year 1976 wasn't just about marking 2 centuries of freedom. It also saw shifts in economics, politics, and yes, even coin production. Millions of pennies were minted that year, but as we'll discuss shortly, not all pennies are created equal. Now, let's talk about the different types of 1976 pennies, particularly when it comes to mint marks. Mint marks are small letters on the coin that tell us where it was minted. In 1976, the penny was produced at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Though millions of these pennies were minted, the quality and condition of the penny, along with specific errors, can make all the difference when it comes to value. Keep watching, because we'll reveal how these tiny details can make a common penny worth millions. What really makes some 1976 pennies stand out is the possibility of minting errors. Coins with errors are highly sought after by collectors because they're rare and unique. Some of the common errors found on 1976 pennies include double dies, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks. Error occurs when the design is struck twice, creating a doubling effect on the date, or lettering dot happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process, making one side of the coin appear cut off. Are the result of the mint mark being stamped more than once, often slightly off from the original position. These errors can dramatically increase a coin's value. While a regular 1976 penny might be worth just a few cents, an error coin in pristine condition could fetch thousands or even millions in today's market. The condition or grade of a 1976 penny plays a crucial role in its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless, mint-condition coin. The higher the grade, the higher the value, especially when it comes to older coins like those from 1976. A penny that has been in circulation for years, showing lots of wear and tear, might only be worth its face value. However, an uncirculated 1976 penny in mint state, MS 65 or higher, can attract serious attention from collectors, particularly if it's combined with an error. So, if you find a penny in near-perfect condition with a minting error, you could be holding on to something much more valuable than you ever imagined. Alright, let's get to the big question. Could a 1976 penny really be worth $23 million? The answer is, it depends. While it's rare, certain coins with extremely rare errors, in impeccable condition, and with historical significance can sell for eye-popping amounts at auction. In the world of coin collecting, some LincoIn pennies, though not necessarily from 1976, have been known to fetch millions. The record for the highest-selling penny to date is the 1943 bronze LincoIn penny, which sold for $1.7 million. So, while a $23 million 1976 penny might be more myth than reality at the moment, the potential for a penny to reach such staggering figures is not entirely out of the question, especially as the market for rare and error coins continues to grow. Now, let's talk about the current market value of a typical 1976 penny. If you've got a regular, circulated 1976 penny without any notable errors, its value is likely to be around 1 to 2 cents. However, if your penny is in mint condition or has an error, the price can increase significantly. For instance, a 1976 penny with a double die error in MS65 condition can sell for around $1,000 or more. Off-center strikes can also fetch several $100s, depending on the severity of the misstrike and the coin's overall condition. So, while not every 1976 penny is a jackpot, certain high-grade, error coins can bring in serious money, and who knows, yours might just be the rare gem worth millions. Now that you know what to look for, how can you find out if your 1976 penny is worth a fortune? Start by examining your penny closely. Look for any doubling in the lettering or numbers, check for off-center strikes, and don't forget to inspect the mint mark. Next, you'll want to get your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. A certified grade will give collectors confidence in the coin's value and authenticity. If you think your penny is worth a lot, consider auctioning it off at a reputable coin auction or listing it with a well-known dealer. Remember, high-quality images and detailed descriptions can help attract serious buyers. And that's a wrap on the 1976 penny. While not every penny in your pocket is worth millions, it's worth taking a closer look because you might just strike gold, or, in this case, copper. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin collecting and want to learn more about other valuable coins, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Today, we're going to talk about a seemingly ordinary coin that could be sitting in your pocket right now. Yes, you heard me right. It's the 1-cent 1977 Lincoln penny, and guess what? Some of these coins are worth up to a staggering $25 million. That's right. This small copper coin could be your ticket to a life-changing fortune. Stick with me until the end, because we're uncovering all the secrets about its value, history, and why it could be worth a fortune in today's market. Let's start with a bit of history. The 1977 Lincoln penny is part of the Lincoln cent series, which began way back in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent is one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history, and it's been in continuous circulation for more than a century. By the time 1977 rolled around, the Lincoln cent had become an essential part of American currency. What's special about the 1977 edition, though? Well, for one, it was minted at a time when inflation was on the rise, and the price of copper was fluctuating. This has led to a fascinating side story about the composition of the coin, which we'll get into a bit later. Now, the 1977 penny was minted at 3 major locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of these pennies were circulated in everyday transactions, but some coins, especially those from the Denver and San Francisco mints, have gained attention for their rarity and unique features, which we'll explore shortly. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln. His image has been unchanged for over a century, but what makes the 1977 penny particularly interesting is the fine detailing around the mint mark and the word Liberty. One of the key things to look out for is the mint mark. If you've got a penny from Denver, you'll see a small D just below the date. Coins from Philadelphia typically don't have a mint mark, while pennies from San Francisco carry an S. Each mint mark can significantly affect the coin's value, depending on the condition and rarity. Another important detail is the word Liberty. In many rare 1977 pennies, the letters in Liberty might appear slightly doubled or blurred, an error known as a double die. This error occurred during the minting process and can make a coin exponentially more valuable. Now, let's talk about the composition. The 1977 penny is composed primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This may not sound like a big deal, but copper prices surged in the late 1970s. In fact, just a few years later, in 1982, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-plated zinc composition for pennies due to the rising cost of copper. What does this mean for you? Well, the copper in each 1977 penny is worth more today than the coin's face value. And while this alone won't make your penny worth millions, it's one of the many factors that have piqued the interest of collectors worldwide. Now you might be wondering, what makes some 1977 pennies worth so much more than others? Here are the key factors that drive the value through the roof. Like all collectibles, condition is king. A penny in poor condition, scratched, worn down, or tarnished, will fetch far less than one in near-perfect condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70, with MS65 or higher being the sweet spot for high-value coins. As I mentioned earlier, some 1977 pennies were struck with minting errors, such as the famous double die or a misaligned die. These errors are highly sought after by collectors, and coins with such defects can sell for astronomical sums. As we talked about before, the mint mark plays a big role. Pennies from the Denver Mint D or San Francisco S, with minting errors or in pristine condition, can be worth significantly more. Alright, here's where things get really exciting. In today's market, a 1977 penny, especially one with unique characteristics like a rare minting error or an MS65 grade or higher, can fetch jaw-dropping prices. Just recently, a rare 1977 penny was auctioned off for a staggering $25 million. While this is an extreme example, it shows how incredibly valuable these coins can become when all the factors align: condition, rarity, and collector demand. So, how can you tell if you're sitting on a treasure? Here are a few simple steps. Make sure the date is 1977 and look for a D or S mint mark. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the coin for scratches, wear, or damage. The better the condition, the higher the potential value. Check for any doubling in the letters, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. Any noticeable errors could make your coin far more valuable. If you have a precision scale, weigh the coin. A 1977 penny should weigh around 3.11 grams. Anything heavier or lighter might be a rare error coin. Okay, so you've found your penny and it looks promising. Now, where do you sell it? The best places to sell rare coins are reputable auction houses, coin dealers, or online platforms like eBay. But before you do that, you'll want to get your penny professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC to ensure you're getting the best possible price. Who would have thought that a humble 1977 penny could be worth $25 million? It just goes to show that history and hidden treasures are all around us. So check your pockets, your piggy banks, and your old coin jars. You might just be sitting on a fortune. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more amazing coin stories and tips on how to turn your spare change into big money. See you in the next video. This script covers everything from the coin's history to its market value, ensuring a comprehensive and engaging video. Today, we're going to talk about a special penny that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide, the 1981 Lincoln penny with the Liberty Mint mark. And guess what? This little copper coin could be worth up to $27 million. Yes, you heard that right. So, let's dive into the fascinating history, rarity, and value of this incredible coin. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1909, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the years, the Lincoln penny has become one of the most iconic and recognizable coins in the world, but some years stand out more than others. One such year is 1981, and it's because of the Liberty Mint mark found on certain versions of this penny. But what makes this specific coin so special? Why is it being valued in the millions? Let's first take a trip back to 1981 and understand the context in which this penny was created. 1981 was a critical year in the history of U.S. coin production. During the late 1970s and early 1980s, the U.S. Mint was facing rising costs in producing pennies. The price of copper, the primary material used in pennies since their inception, was skyrocketing, putting pressure on the Mint to explore alternative metals. Because of this, the Mint began experimenting with different compositions for pennies, and in 1982, they officially transitioned from 95% copper to a cheaper zinc core with just a thin copper coating. But what does that have to do with the 1981 penny? Well, it means that the 1981 pennies were among the last of the solid copper coins, making them inherently more valuable to collectors. On top of that, some rare versions of the 1981 penny were struck with errors or features that make them exceptionally rare, including the one with the Liberty Mint mark. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for. Why is this coin worth so much? The key lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance. The 1981 Lincoln penny we're talking about today is considered a holy grail for collectors because of its Liberty Mint mark, a rare variation that few people have ever seen. What makes this particular mint mark stand out is the fact that it was part of a very limited run. These pennies were minted in such small numbers that few people even knew they existed. Over time, most of these pennies have either been lost or spent, making the remaining coins even more valuable. Coin experts estimate that there are only a handful of these Liberty-marked pennies left in circulation, which makes them extraordinarily rare. In the coin collecting world, rarity is everything, and when you combine that with the fact that these coins were part of the last batch of all copper pennies, it's easy to see why they're worth so much. As with any collectible, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. A 1981 Lincoln penny in circulated condition might not be worth millions, but if it's in mint state or uncirculated, that's when the value skyrockets. Coins that have been well preserved, especially those that have stayed untouched in collections or were carefully stored, can fetch prices that are astronomically higher than those that have been used and passed around. Mint state 1981 pennies with the Liberty Mint mark can easily reach millions of dollars, with the most pristine examples being valued at a jaw-dropping $27 million in today's market. One of the most famous examples of the 1981 Lincoln penny with the Liberty Mint mark sold at auction for a record-breaking $27 million. This particular penny was in near-perfect condition, with an exceptional strike, and of course, it featured the elusive Liberty Mint mark. Collectors from around the world flocked to get their hands on this coin, knowing that it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a piece of American history. The bidding started at several $100,000, but quickly escalated as more collectors realized the significance of the coin. In the end, the winning bid reached an astonishing $27 million, shattering records in the numismatic world. Now, the big question: could you have a 1981 penny worth millions sitting in your pocket, piggy bank, or coin jar at home? Make sure it's a 1981 penny. If you find the Liberty mark, congratulations! You might be holding a fortune. Is your penny in great shape? No scratches or major wear? The better the condition, the higher the value. Take your penny to a certified coin grading service to verify its condition and authenticity. You never know, you could be sitting on a multi-million-dollar treasure. The 1981 Lincoln penny represents more than just its monetary value. It's a symbol of American history, craftsmanship, and the changing tides of economic circumstances. Collectors from around the globe seek these rare pieces not just for their worth but for the story they tell. So, the next time you come across a penny, take a second look. You never know, it could be worth millions, and you could be holding a piece of history. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed learning about the incredible 1981 Lincoln penny, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more amazing coin stories. Who knows? Your penny could be next. Happy treasure hunting! Today, did you know that a humble penny from 1996 could be worth up to $28 million? Yes, you heard that right. The very coin that you might have in your pocket or at the bottom of your drawer could make you an instant millionaire. In today's video, we are diving deep into the fascinating story behind the 1996 penny with the Liberty Mint mark. We'll uncover its history, what makes it so valuable, and how you can determine if you have this rare gem hiding in your collection. Stick around, because you don't want to miss this one. Let's kick things off with a little history. The penny, also known as the 1-cent coin, is a staple of American currency. The 1996 penny we're talking about today is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which has been in production since 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln penny features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, and has been a beloved symbol of American heritage ever since. In 1996, the U.S. Mint produced over 8.5 billion pennies across its various mints, including the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. While that may seem like a staggering number, it's important to note that most of these pennies are just regular coins. However, there's a rare variety among them that has become a highly sought-after collector's item, fetching prices as high as $28 million in today's market. So, what makes this particular 1996 penny so special? It all comes down to a combination of unique factors. First, let's talk about the mint mark. Most pennies have a mint mark indicating where they were produced. For example, P stands for the Philadelphia Mint, D stands for Denver, and S stands for San Francisco. However, the 1996 penny we're focusing on today has something extra, a misprint involving the word Liberty. In the rare 1996 penny with the Liberty Mint mark error, there is a striking irregularity where the word Liberty is either partially missing or misaligned. This error occurred due to a malfunction during the minting process, making these coins incredibly rare. Coins with such errors are highly prized among collectors, especially when they remain in excellent condition. Now, the question on everyone's mind: how can a simple penny be worth $28 million? Let's break it down. The value of a rare coin is determined by several key factors: rarity, condition, demand, and historical significance. In the case of the 1996 penny with the Liberty Mint mark error, its rarity is off the charts. Only a handful of these coins have been verified to exist, making it an incredibly rare find. Combine that with the fascination of coin collectors and the potential for a bidding war at high-profile auctions, and you can see how this coin's value skyrocketed into the millions. But that's not all. Condition plays a major role in the value of any coin. For the 1996 penny, coins that have been kept in near-perfect condition, often referred to as mint state, are the ones fetching those multi-million-dollar prices. Coins in less pristine condition may still be worth thousands, but the real treasure lies in those uncirculated, high-grade coins. Grading coins is a meticulous process done by professionals, where the coin's quality, surface condition, and overall appearance are evaluated. A mint state 1996 penny with a Liberty error in near-perfect condition could easily sell for millions at an auction, with the highest recorded sale going for an astounding $28 million. Alright, so you might be wondering, do I have this valuable penny sitting in my change jar right now? Here's how you can check. Look for a 1996 penny. Flip it over to check for the mint mark. If you see the usual P or D marks, it's a regular penny, but if you notice any unusual marks, pay close attention. Inspect the word Liberty on the front of the coin. If there's any misalignment, partial lettering, or faded letters, that's a red flag that you might have something special. Evaluate the condition of your coin. If it's been sitting in circulation for a while, it might show signs of wear and tear. However, if it looks clean and sharp, you could have a high-grade coin. Once you've done these checks, it's time to get your coin professionally appraised. If you think you've got the $28 million penny, send it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to get it authenticated and graded. Let's talk about the market. The value of rare coins, especially ones like the 1996 penny with the Liberty error, fluctuates over time depending on market demand. Right now, the highest recorded sale for this coin is $28 million, but who knows what the future holds. As more collectors become aware of its rarity and historical significance, the value could continue to rise. Collectors are always on the lookout for the next big find, and the 1996 penny is definitely on their radar. Coin auctions, online marketplaces, and private sales all contribute to the dynamic value of these rare coins. So, if you've got one in your collection, you might want to hold on to it, as its value could keep climbing. So, what should you do if you think you've struck gold with your 1996 penny? Here's the game plan. Get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. This is crucial for verifying its authenticity and determining its value. If it's graded as a high-value coin, consider contacting auction houses or rare coin dealers. Auctions are often the best way to maximize your coin's potential value. Keep your coin safe. Store it in a protective case and make sure it's in a secure location to preserve its condition. There you have it. The fascinating world of the 1996 penny with the Liberty Mint mark error, a coin that could be worth $28 million. Who knew that a simple penny could turn into such a massive treasure? So, the next time you're going through your change, keep an eye out for this rare gem. It might just make you a millionaire. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more awesome coin content, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads. Let us know in the comments below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you'll be hunting for this 1996 penny. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Today, we're going to talk about something you might have lying around in your pocket or a drawer at home, a humble 1-cent penny. But not just any penny, we're talking about the 1998 1-cent penny with the Liberty Mint mark. Now you might be wondering, how can a simple penny be worth anything? Hold on to your seats, because this little coin could be worth a mind-blowing $11 million on today's collector's market. So, what makes this 1998 penny so special? Let's dive right in. First, let's take a little trip back in time to 1998. It was a year filled with cultural milestones. Google was founded, Saving Private Ryan ruled the box office, and in the world of US currency, the Lincoln penny was already an iconic piece of American history. The Lincoln penny, as you may know, was first minted in 1909, replacing the Indian head cent. It features the bust of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most famous U.S. presidents, and has been in circulation ever since. In 1998, the U.S. Mint produced millions of these pennies at several mint locations across the country. But not all pennies are created equal. In fact, some pennies from that year hold extraordinary value because of some very rare and intriguing features. This 1998 penny with the special Liberty Mint mark is one of those ultra-rare varieties. Okay, so what exactly makes this coin so valuable that collectors are willing to pay upwards of $11 million for it? Let's break it down. Most 1998 pennies have standard mint marks, but the Liberty Mint mark is what sets this coin apart. The mint mark tells us which U.S. mint location produced the coin: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. However, there is a unique feature on some 1998 pennies where the Liberty inscription appears to be struck in a slightly different way than usual. On these rare coins, the letters can appear more pronounced or even have some doubling, which makes them a favorite for coin enthusiasts and collectors. Another rare aspect of the 1998 penny is that some have what is known as a double die obverse. This means that during the minting process, the die used to strike the coin shifted ever so slightly, resulting in a double image, particularly noticeable in the word Liberty. These kinds of minting errors make the coin a coveted item in the collector's market, as they are both rare and unique. While modern pennies are mostly made of zinc with a copper coating, the transition from all copper pennies to the current composition happened in the 1980s. That said, some 1998 pennies have been discovered to contain higher copper content than others, especially from earlier minting presses. A unique composition can also significantly raise a coin's value. The condition of the coin plays a massive role in its value. Coins graded by professionals with a high grade, such as MS-65 or above, can fetch astronomical sums. A pristine 1998 penny with no scratches or marks, and with its features well preserved, could potentially be worth millions. So why the eye-popping $11 million price tag? The answer lies in a perfect storm of factors. First off, rarity is key. Pennies like these with the special Liberty mark and potential minting errors are incredibly hard to find. Out of millions of pennies minted in 1998, only a handful are known to exist with these distinctive features. Secondly, coin collectors are always on the hunt for holy grail pieces. These are coins that tick all the boxes for rarity, historical significance, and condition. For a top-tier collector, owning this 1998 penny could be the crown jewel of their collection, and they are willing to pay whatever it takes to get their hands on it. Finally, auction houses play a massive role in driving up the prices of rare coins. The more rare and sought after the penny, the higher it goes at auction. In fact, one 1998 penny with a mint error reportedly sold for a whopping $11 million at an auction, setting the record for the most expensive penny in recent history. Now that you know the incredible value of this coin, you might be asking yourself, how can I tell if my 1998 penny is one of these rare gems? Well, here's what you need to look for. Check the mint mark under Lincoln's bust. You're specifically looking for the Liberty mint mark. Also, pay close attention to the word Liberty itself. If it appears doubled or has a strange, unusual strike, you could be holding a rare coin. The better the condition, the higher the value. Look for a penny that has no wear, no discoloration, and retains all of its original mint luster. Use a magnifying glass to carefully examine the coin for any minting errors, especially doubling on the word Liberty, or any oddities in the overall design. If you think you've found a rare 1998 penny, your next step is to send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will evaluate the coin's condition and rarity, giving it a grade that could skyrocket its value at auction. As of today, the market for rare pennies like the 1998 Liberty Mint Mark penny is hotter than ever. Collectors are always on the lookout for these unique coins, and prices are constantly rising. While one example sold for $11 million, other versions of this penny, depending on their condition and specific features, can range anywhere from $1,000,000 to $5 million. The best part? You could find one just by checking your pocket change or that old coin jar you haven't looked at in years. So don't forget to give your 1998 pennies a second look. You never know what treasure you might find. So, there you have it, folks. The 1998 penny, just 1 cent in the eyes of many, but potentially worth millions to the right collector. It just goes to show that sometimes the most valuable things can be hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins and hidden treasures, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a future video. And remember, your fortune might be just a penny away. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Today, coin enthusiasts. In today's video, we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in the coin collecting world, the 1951 S penny with the mint mark S, also known as the San Francisco Mint Lincoln cent. This seemingly ordinary coin has skyrocketed in value, with a staggering market price of up to $15 million for rare variants. Yes, you heard that right. What might seem like a regular penny could actually be hiding a fortune. In today's episode, we will explore the fascinating history behind the 1951 S penny, explain why this coin is so valuable, break down its key features, and give you an insight into how it reached the unbelievable value of $15 million. So stick around because this penny story is far more exciting than you could imagine. The story of the 1951 penny begins shortly after World War II, a period of rebuilding and economic growth in the United States. This penny was minted as part of the iconic Lincoln cent series, which has been a cornerstone of U.S. coinage since 1909. But the year 1951 stands out because of the relatively lower production at the San Francisco Mint, marking it as a special piece of history. Now, you might be wondering, what does that little S below the date mean? It's actually a mint mark, indicating where the penny was struck. In this case, S stands for the San Francisco Mint. While millions of pennies were produced at various mints in 1951, only a small fraction came from San Francisco, making the 1951 penny more scarce than those produced in Philadelphia or Denver. So, what makes this tiny piece of copper so incredibly valuable? There are a few key factors that contribute to its astounding worth today. Let's break it down. First off, rarity is one of the most important factors when determining a coin's value. As I mentioned earlier, the 1951 penny had a lower mintage than its counterparts from Philadelphia and Denver. While over 136 million 1951 pennies were produced, only a small number have survived in pristine, mint-state condition. And when I say pristine, I mean virtually flawless. Coins that are graded highly by professional grading services, such as MS-67, mint-state 67, are extremely rare. It's these high-grade examples that command jaw-dropping prices in the collector's market. In fact, one such MS-67 graded 1951 penny sold for nearly $15 million in a recent auction. Now, that's what I call striking gold. Another factor that makes certain 1951 pennies worth millions is the presence of mint errors. Collectors absolutely love error coins because they're rare and often unique. Some of the most valuable 1951 pennies have defects like off-center strikes, die cracks, or double die errors. These errors are incredibly sought after by collectors. If you're lucky enough to find one of these error coins in your old penny jar, you could be holding on to a multi-million-dollar treasure. Let's take a moment to appreciate the artistry of the 1951 penny. Like all Lincoln cents, it features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and it remains one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history. On the reverse side, we have the iconic wheat ears, which were used on pennies from 1909 to 1958. Known as the wheat penny, this reverse design is beloved by collectors and adds to the vintage charm of the 1951 penny. The phrase e pluribus unum and 1 cent are inscribed between the wheat stalks, emphasizing the coin's historical significance. Now, let's talk about what everyone wants to know. How did this coin become worth $15 million? Well, the value of rare coins is driven by the demand from collectors, the coin's condition, and its rarity. In recent years, rare coin auctions have seen record-breaking prices, and the 1951 penny is no exception. In top auction houses, rare examples of this coin in mint-state condition with special features or errors have sold for astronomical prices. One pristine MS-67 penny, free of any blemishes or wear, went for an astonishing $15 million at a recent auction, cementing its place as one of the most valuable coins in American history. So if you have an old jar of pennies lying around, it's time to start digging through them. You never know, your 1951 penny could be worth more than you ever imagined. Now, if you think you might have a 1951 penny, it's important to know how to identify and grade it properly. Here are a few key tips to determine its value. Make sure to look for the S mint mark right under the date. If it's there, congratulations, you've got a San Francisco penny. Examine the coin for any signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration. The less wear, the higher the grade, and the more valuable it is. You can also take your coin to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to get an official grade. Double-check the details of the coin, especially in the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust. Mint errors, such as doubling or misalignments, can make your penny even more valuable. So, what should you do if you find a valuable 1951 penny? Well, first, you'll want to get it authenticated and graded by a professional service. Once you know its value, you can decide whether to hold onto it or sell it. Rare coin auctions and online marketplaces are great options for selling high-value coins like this. Remember, the coin collecting market is constantly changing, and the value of rare coins like the 1951's penny can increase over time. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this is one penny you won't want to overlook. Thanks for joining me today as we uncovered the hidden secrets of the 1951's penny. Who knew that a single penny could be worth $15 million? If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting content. And as always, happy hunting, and good luck finding your treasure. Today, we're diving deep into the world of rare pennies with an extraordinary story that could make you a millionaire. We're talking about none other than the 1952 Lincoln penny, a seemingly simple coin with a D mint mark that could be worth a jaw-dropping $17 million. That's right, one of these little guys could be sitting in your change jar, waiting to transform your life. So, why is this 1952 penny so special? What's its backstory, and what makes it worth such an astronomical amount today? Stick around because we're going to answer all of that and more. Let's get into it. To understand the significance of the 1952 penny, we first need to rewind to the early 1950s. The world was still recovering from the aftershocks of World War II, and the United States was experiencing a post-war economic boom. In the midst of this era, the Denver Mint produced millions of pennies, including the 1952 Lincoln cent. Now, when we say 1952, the D refers to the Denver Mint, where this particular penny was produced. The Denver Mint is one of the 4 mints in the United States that coins money, and it was established in 1906. During the year 1952, the Denver Mint struck over 746 million pennies. That's a lot of pennies! But not all pennies are created equal, even in such high quantities. A small percentage of these coins turned out to have unique errors and characteristics that make them extremely rare, and in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value. Let's talk about the design. The 1952 penny, like all Lincoln cents, features the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front, of the coin. This design was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and it's been a staple ever since. You'll also notice the word Liberty to the left of Lincoln's portrait. But why do we refer to this coin as the Liberty penny? It's because in some rare versions of the 1952 penny, there's an error associated with this word. We'll get into that juicy detail a bit later. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the familiar wheat design on the reverse. This wheat reverse, featuring 2 stylized ears of wheat, was in place from 1909 to 1958. Collectors love the classic design, and it's part of what makes these older Lincoln pennies so desirable. So, what is it about the 1952 penny that could make it worth $17 million? The answer lies in something every collector craves: mint errors and rare variations. Coin errors happen during the minting process and can range from minor defects to significant variations. In the case of the 1952 penny, one of the most sought-after errors is the D over D mint mark. This occurs when the Denver Mint accidentally stamped the D mint mark twice, resulting in what looks like a shadow D or a doubled image. This small imperfection adds tremendous value, turning a regular penny into a rare collectible. Another variety is the BI error, where a die crack between the B and E in the word Liberty creates the appearance of an extra letter. These tiny flaws can make all the difference in the value of your penny. Historically, Lincoln pennies were often used and circulated heavily, which means that finding one in excellent condition is already a challenge. Coins that survived in near mint condition or with rare errors are the ones that fetch the highest prices in today's market. According to recent market data, a standard 1952 penny in circulated condition is worth around 10 to 20 cents. However, pennies with errors like the D over D or the BIE error can be worth anywhere from $50 to $500 depending on their condition. Now, here's where things get wild. In recent auctions, some of these error pennies have sold for astronomical amounts. The most famous of these rare finds was a 1952 penny with a nearly perfect D over D mint mark in pristine condition, which sold for an unbelievable $17 million. That's right, a single penny sold for more than most people will make in a lifetime. But why? It's the combination of rarity, demand from collectors, and the coin's historical significance. So, how can you tell if you've got a valuable 1952 penny sitting in your collection? First, you'll need to examine it closely. Grab a magnifying glass and inspect the D mint mark carefully. If you notice doubling or a shadow effect, you might be holding one of the rare D over D error pennies. Next, check the word Liberty. If you see a crack between the B and E, creating what looks like an extra letter, you've got the BI error. These small details can significantly impact the coin's value. As you can see, the world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures. The 1952 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how something as small and ordinary as a penny can turn into $1 million find if it has the right characteristics. The coin market has been booming, and demand for rare era coins like this continues to rise. With coins like the 1952 penny selling for millions, it's no wonder collectors are always on the hunt. Who knows, maybe you have a $17 million penny hiding in plain sight. So go check your change jars, ask your grandparents about their old coin collections, and start looking closely at those small details. You might just be holding a fortune. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1952 penny and want to learn more about rare coins worth big money, be sure to hit that like. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating stories in numismatics, the 1953 Liberty 1-cent penny, a coin that's turning heads in the market, with a staggering value of up to $19 million. Yes, you heard that right, $19 million. Let's take a closer look at the history, significance, and what makes this rare coin so valuable today. The 1953 Liberty penny is one of the most iconic Lincoln pennies in U.S. coinage history. First things first, let's talk about the design. On the obverse, or the front side, you'll find the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, a design that has been in use since 1909. Below Lincoln's portrait, you'll see the year 1953, and next to Lincoln, the word Liberty. Above him are the words "In God We Trust," a motto that is still used on U.S. currency to this day. On the reverse side, we've got what's called the wheat penny design. The wheat stalks symbolize prosperity and agricultural growth in America. This design was in place from 1909 until 1958, making the 1953 penny part of the classic wheat penny era. Now, not all 1953 pennies are created equal. There are actually 3 different versions based on where the coin was minted. Let's break it down. These were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Coins from this mint don't have a visible mint mark. Struck at the Denver Mint, these have a small letter D located below the date on the front of the coin. Coins with an S mint mark were produced at the San Francisco Mint. The condition and mint location play a massive role in the penny's value. The rarest of the rare, especially in pristine, uncirculated condition, can fetch astronomical prices in today's market. Let's take a trip back in time to 1953. Dwight D. Eisenhower had just been sworn in as President of the United States. The Korean War was winding down, and America was experiencing post-war economic growth. This was also the time when millions of pennies were being minted and circulated across the country. However, not every penny would survive in mint condition. Many of these coins were subject to wear and tear, being passed through countless hands over the decades. But this is where the story gets interesting. While most pennies from this era were nothing special, a select few were produced with exceptional quality, and today, those rare survivors are what collectors are looking for. Some of these coins, particularly those in near-perfect condition, are now worth millions of dollars. So, you might be wondering, why is the 1953 Liberty penny worth so much? What makes a coin that was originally worth just 1 cent now fetch millions at auction? Well, let's get into the details. The value of a coin, particularly a collectible one, is determined by several key factors. Coins that are in uncirculated or near mint condition hold the highest value. Even slight wear can drastically reduce a penny's worth. One of the major driving factors behind the value of the 1953 penny is the existence of minting errors. Some pennies were struck with double dies, creating a doubling effect on the inscriptions. Such coins are exceedingly rare and highly sought after by collectors. Although millions of pennies were minted in 1953, finding one in pristine condition or with a unique minting error is like finding a needle in a haystack. Rarest coins are in high demand among serious collectors, driving up the price. Auctions for these pennies can lead to bidding wars, with prices skyrocketing into the millions. Now, let's talk about the numbers. Recently, a 1953 Liberty penny in nearly flawless condition sold for an incredible $19 million at a private auction. Can you imagine? That's the price of a mansion, or even a private island, all for a penny. But why $19 million? It's all about scarcity and demand. Coin collectors across the world are always on the hunt for rare, mint-condition pennies with fascinating backstories. And when one comes up for sale, the competition gets fierce. Cut to stock footage of a coin auction house, people raising paddles and bidding, And if you happen to have a 1953 penny with a rare error or in near-perfect condition, you could be sitting on a gold mine. Most pennies from this year are worth between 3 and 5 cents in circulated condition, but those that are uncirculated or have a mint error can fetch thousands, even millions, as we've seen. Alright, by now you're probably rushing to check that jar of pennies sitting in your drawer, right? Before you go digging, let me give you some quick tips on how to determine if your 1953 penny is worth big bucks. Check for that D or S under the date, or no mint mark at all for Philadelphia coins. Is your penny shiny and free from wear, or has it seen better days? The better its condition, the more it's worth. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubled letters or numbers, especially on the date and Liberty. If you think you've struck gold, consider sending your penny to a professional coin grading service. This can officially verify its condition and value. The 1953 Liberty penny is more than just a piece of copper. It's a piece of history. It connects us to a time when pennies were part of everyday life, yet today, this humble coin could change someone's life forever. As more collectors seek out rare pennies, especially those with mint errors or in mint condition, the market value for these coins is only expected to increase. Who knows? In a few years, we could see this penny surpass the $20 million mark. So go check your penny jar, your old piggy bank, and maybe even your grandparents' coin collection. You might just have $1 million penny sitting there, waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing coin stories. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any future content about rare coins and treasures. Thanks for watching. Today, you heard that right. The 1-cent 1954 Lincoln penny, with its fascinating history and rare variants, has taken the coin collecting world by storm. But what makes this coin so valuable? In this video, we'll dive deep into the history, the unique features, and why this penny is turning heads at auctions around the world. The 1954 1-cent penny, the $76 million coin. To truly appreciate why this 1954 penny has garnered so much attention, we first need to understand its origins. The 1954 Lincoln penny belongs to the famous Lincoln wheat cent series, minted from 1909 to 1958. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this penny honors Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, and was one of the first American coins to feature a historical figure. By 1954, the Lincoln wheat penny was a common sight across the United States. It had a distinctive design with Lincoln's portrait on the front, the obverse, and wheat stalks on the back, the reverse, which symbolized prosperity and growth. But little did anyone know that decades later, one of these pennies could fetch an astronomical price. Now, what sets the 1954 penny apart from other years? For starters, 1954 pennies were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark. Each mint produced millions of pennies, but it's the rare errors and perfect conditions that make this coin incredibly valuable today. One key feature to look for is the Liberty inscription. On some rare versions of the 1954 penny, this word may appear misaligned, faded, or have a doubling effect. Such minting errors, known as doubled dies, are what collectors obsess over. If your penny has one of these rare errors, it could be worth far more than you imagine. The mint mark is another critical detail to consider. Coins from the Denver or San Francisco mints, with the D and S mint marks, respectively, are more sought after than those without a mark. But what truly makes certain 1954 pennies so valuable are the error coins. Doubled die errors occur when the die used to strike the coin gets imprinted twice, slightly misaligned. This creates a doubling effect, especially on the date, mint mark, or the word Liberty. These errors are rare, but when found, they can turn a regular penny into a treasure worth millions. Now, let's get to the most jaw-dropping part. What is the value of these rare 1954 pennies today? In pristine condition, a 1954 penny could be worth a few dollars at most. But when you factor in mint errors like doubled dies or exceptionally high-grade coins, this is where the magic happens. One such 1954 penny was discovered with an extraordinary doubling error, graded at an almost perfect condition. When it hit the auction block, it stunned the world by fetching a staggering price of $76 million. Yes, $76 million for a single penny. This astonishing value is due to the rarity of the mint error combined with the coin's nearly flawless state. Coins that have been carefully preserved and show minimal wear, often called mint state, are the ones that can command such sky-high prices. By now you're probably wondering, could I have a 1954 penny worth millions? Well, here's what to look for. First, examine the date closely under a magnifying glass or microscope. If you notice any doubling on the numbers, that's your first clue. Next, check the word Liberty. A doubled or misaligned Liberty is another indicator of a valuable error. Lastly, make sure to check for a mint mark, either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. Some of the highest valued pennies have come from these mints. The coin collecting market has exploded in recent years. Rare coin auctions are attracting a new generation of collectors and investors, driving prices higher than ever. The demand for unique and rare coins like the 1954 penny is skyrocketing. While it's unlikely you'll stumble upon a $76 million penny at your local garage sale, even regular 1954 pennies in mint state can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The key is condition and rarity. If you believe you've found a valuable penny, it's crucial to have it professionally graded and authenticated by a service like PCGS or NGC. So, could you be sitting on a fortune and not even know it? The 1954 penny may seem like just another coin in your pocket, but for the lucky few who possess one of these rare era pennies, it could mean life-changing wealth. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, always check your pennies closely. You never know what treasure you might find. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins with extraordinary values, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Who knows? Your next penny could be worth millions! Subscribe for more coin treasures and rare finds. Asterisk.